Sipscity! Welcome to the Jewel of the North. That's right, we got everything in this place, including generous transport options, a whole lot of wildlife, electricity, cargo containers, fishing, a river, hi everybody, welcome back to City Skylines. Man, it has been a long time since I played this game, a game that I have clocked hundreds and hundreds of hours playing, both in private and for videos as well. Paradox, Colossal Order, were kind enough to actually ask me if I wanted to be paid to play this game and promote the new expansion, which we're going to be looking at in this series, for Green Cities. That's coming out, well, it should be out right now, actually. If you're watching this, the embargo's lifted and the expansion should be out. So if you were looking forward to it, it's available. You should get it. If you don't know anything about it, or you're not really looking forward to it, or you don't really like the expansions or whatever, we're going to try to cover as much of it as we can. Some of it might be population locked. Sipscity is a fairly big city, but it's not the biggest. I mean, we don't even have an airport yet or anything. But who knows? Maybe in this series of sort of revamping Sipscity, making it a cleaner city, because it's currently pretty dirty. I mean, you just have to look at this river to like sort of the south of where we're looking right now. I mean, it has wind turbines, which are probably pretty green, but then it is also dumping a vast amount of sewage out into that little river and turning it completely brown. That water is not going to be drinkable, and I would not trust water coming out of this river to be used for anything, unless you really just wanted to recreate that scene from RoboCop where the guy went into the toxic waste thing and his face was melting and stuff. If you wanted to do that to somebody, this is the river for you. Apart from that, this river serves no purpose. But anyway, the goal is to check out the new buildings and stuff, and we are going to clean up Sipscity. There's a number of things we could do outside of Green Cities as well to help clean up Sipscity, right? Like mass transit. We can look at that. Maybe get some like cable cars and some monorails and stuff like that. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, let's dive into it, shall we? I've pressed the wrong button. We need to get out of this like cinematic mode and take a look. Anyway, I don't know if you watched the last city with Sipscity, but we did, sorry, the series I should say of Sipscity. But we did a lot of work. I had a lot of mods enabled, which are no longer enabled, so we might have to sort of like wing it a bit. Like we used to have this like really nice castle at the top of the hill here. It's no longer there. There's just a big void where that once was. So maybe we could think about putting something else up there. There are many fires raging through the city right now as well, which is not the best. Making quick work of all the greenery, like in this like roundabout here. Look, there's a nice statue there that is just so red hot right now that it is glowing. Nobody's gonna be able to sleep tonight because the light that emits, also the heat, is gonna be unbearable. Hopefully the fire does not spread up into this very densely look at all the trees and stuff in this roundabout. I've forgotten like half of this stuff. And of course we have like Old Town here. If you remember Old Town, we did some nice stuff in Old Town. We made some nice like little parks and stuff, and then of course we had like a big museum or something here, which is now gone. We had Bon Jovi Way, which was meant to be sort of like a little commercial district. The Canadian Tire and everything is gone because the mods aren't enabled, so we'll have to replace it with some other stuff. We got Smellsville and Stinkerland. These were our like heavy polluting areas, which we're gonna try to clean up with the new Green Cities expansion as well. Of course, we got this like shit river up here. We got Willis, which is like a suburb. We got the RS Lake Residences and Sipscity University. We got Ron Weasley housing projects over here. Duburbs. We have the Popsicle, the Strip, Bryan Hills, Uncle Phil Heights, and the Cliffsky Walk Paths as well. And of course, Creepy Park and the Gonzo. Anyway, I remember some of this, not all of it. This city is pretty nice, actually. Like, I can't believe I actually made this. Like, it's kind of functioning, on fire, and working. but we're just gonna make it better. And that's the point, right? Always making things better. All right, let's jump into it and take a look then. Let's see if we can tidy up this river in the first instance. That would be nice. So if we go in here, we got some new buildings, which is pretty nice. If we scroll over to the edge here, we have, there's a couple of buildings that have been added in other expansions that I haven't even really touched yet, like this tank reservoir. It's a water reservoir. If the city pumps more water than it needs, it'll just store it in these tanks. Sounds good to me. It's nice to have like a lot of like clean, fresh water in reserve in case you need it, right? We also have this pumping service as well. The pumping service has a fleet of vacuum trucks that are sent out when there are flooded buildings in the city. The trucks travel as close to the locations as they can upon entering the... Okay, that's pretty cool. And then there's this Freshwater Outlet. Again, I don't think this is anything to do with green cities. I think it's these two here. But just for my own reference, I'm checking them out. Freshwater Outlet as well. Okay, the freshwater outlet won't let out any water, or the same amount it consumes. Okay, that's cool. So we can like, I think we can make like a lake here if we want to as well. Sounds pretty good. And then of course, these are the new ones. These are the new options for water in green cities. We got the Eco Water Outlet here, the green alternative. While the Eco Water Outlet is quite expensive, please stop doing this. I don't care. I'm trying to read. Pollution is reduced, but not wholly gone. Okay, the outlet lets out polluted water from the sewage system, needs a water pump to supply the system with water, requires electricity and a pipe connection. So I guess these ones are better than the... Fuck off. I guess they're better than these, just the normal water drain pipes, which is what we're using now and which is causing all of this water to become very brown. Like if we look at pollution, which is, which one's the pollution? Noise pollution, and then of course just normal pollution. We could see that this river is very polluted. All right, okay, that's enough now, thanks, please. I know that there's new buildings, I'll get to them, okay? We don't need that like dinging noise in the pop-up to come up every time. All right, so lots of brown water. Kind of looks like chocolate water from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but don't let that deceive you. Don't let it convince you that it's not just a bunch of people's poop floating down the river that we're gonna have to clean up. I'm kind of surprised actually that this is all polluted here, because actually the stream is going down this way and not here. Maybe some of this is just caught forever. I'm not sure. Okay, well let's try one of these things out anyway. The Eco Water Outlet. Okay. We're gonna like try to nestle these. You know what? I think we can even do better here. Like now that we have all these like terraforming options and stuff, we can make like canals and stuff, which could be kind of useful. And we can make these nice like little quay. I mean, I'm not sure. Okay, we want to make it so that we can sort of like run it along here, but not... It's gonna go perfectly straight. Ah, okay, there we go. That's better. I think we want something like this. We want to have like some edges to the water, right? I think that'll make it look like a little bit better. We have it like come down to like maybe like here. It's gonna go like a little bit crazy around here though, I think. Unless we can just sort of bypass this whole section here, possibly. Maybe just like inch it in like this instead. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of inching here. One of my favorite techniques when I'm playing this game is doing some nice... Okay, you know what? This is working out pretty nice now. This is looking pretty good. So we could just do this. We're just gonna like follow it along here and just make it look like a little bit better. And we could terraform it a bit down here to like fix it up too. But this is good. Now it's gonna look a little bit like LA. It's gonna look like Los Angeles. If you've ever been there before or watched Terminator 2, the movie, you'll know that like they have all these like rainwater duct things and they look kind of cool. Okay, so I think we're kind of ready to do this Eco Water Outlet now. So let's just put like this here, along here. We're gonna have to hook it up with some pipes as well. So let's get some pipes added here. Get the pipes. Let's get a pipe added here. I think it's got electricity as well, which is pretty good. Is this thing actually working? It's piped up and it's ready to go. We're gonna spill some less polluted water in here. But it's not operating. Okay, it's operating normally now and it's spewing sewage into this place. Okay, reduces the pollution of the water. So the drain capacity is 60,000 per week, and this one has a capacity of 120,000. Okay, so for each one of these that we have right now, we're gonna need 2 of these. Okay, that's nuts, actually. How much does it cost to actually use these things? Just like it's 4,000 bucks and 480 a week, as opposed to the old ones, which are 320 a week. Oh my god. Okay, so they're more expensive as well. I guess if you want to go green, you have to also go green in the wallet department as well, not just like in the environment. Okay, so let's get a couple of these set up here. These should create less pollution than the other ones, and because we've got this cool wall now, we should be able to make it look a bit nicer than what was there before. This is of course handling all of the sewage for all of Sipscity, which is no small feat. Okay, there's a lot of people living here. To be precise, there's about 36,000 people just pooping and peeing here every single day. But actually that looks a lot nicer already. Look, we can start getting rid of, so how many can we get rid of? We got 2, 4, 6, 8, so we can get rid of these 4 at least. Okay, good. Let's get rid of them. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of these ones. We're gonna reduce our pollution levels. It's gonna be really nice, much needed as well. It looks like we've got this like wind farm all hooked up here as well to this, which is pretty great. Okay, you know what? That looks a lot better. We could get like a nice service road back here and stuff, tart it up, make it look all nice. I guess we just want to like make a couple more. Maybe we can get like a couple more on the other side of the river too. Like that could look nice too, right? So we get like this wall thing going like on the other side. Keep it nice and straight. Or well, as straight as it can be anyway. It doesn't need to be like perfectly straight, but like we just want it to, there, like that. Okay, that's wonderful. Holy crap, I love the look of that already. Jeez. Look, we can get it underneath this bridge as well. We can tidy up the edges here a bit as well with the terraforming tool, right? Like we can get rid of like some of these bits that stick out at the back here. So like if I go into here and I go into landscaping tools and I try to like level this bit off like this. So I think you do it like, yeah, there we go. That'll do. Look, we can like make it a little bit deeper. The water of course will go down now, which is not the end of the world. I think we probably need to make this bit here a bit deeper too, because look, actually the water is getting stuck in here. Because it actually ends here because we got this dam set up now too. Maybe we actually need to open up the floodgates here. Can we have like a bigger tool for this? I think we can. Okay, so we're gonna try to go like, oh, this is out of the city limits. Of course, I can't edit this out here. All right, that's fine. We can get to that after. We could just buy that place after, right? And then just do it that way. So, it's too much soil apparently. We gotta put some soil back. How do we put the soil back? We've accumulated too much soil and I can't remember how to put it back. Maybe we just like do it like this. Push it down. Too much soil. Again, too much soil. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. It's fine. For now, we can set up these things on the other side here and then get rid of these ones. Okay, so we're going to have the same sort of setup that we have on this side, but we're going to have it on this side so that we have like a double spillage of sewage coming out either side, okay? We're going to call this place like, yeah, I don't know, Sewage Haven or whatever. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. These things are pretty noisy, apparently. But not surprising, though. They're probably just chugging away here all day and all night. You know, chugging out the water, right? Like, that's how they do. Alright, we'll set up this power line to go across the way like this, and then we'll send some pipes over here too, and then we should be all hooked up and ready to go, right? We'll have to connect them all up. I really like the dinging sound in this game. I don't know what it is with the dinging sound, but it is just very, very satisfying. Okay, so that's all hooked up now, and it should be spewing out a ton of eco-friendly sewage. And once they're all online, which they now appear to be, except for this one here that's not online. Okay, they're chugging away. We should be good. How is our water levels and sewage? Okay, so our sewage treatment is maxed. Water availability is pretty good as well. Nice. That means that we can get rid of these bad boys here. Okay, sort of cut down on the pollution. I mean, we could do some water treatment as well and maybe just get rid of all of the pollution altogether. We're currently making, we have like 4 million in the bank and we're making like 3,500 a day or whatever it is. So maybe we can afford to do this. Like we could do this thing. Look, it's gonna cost us $560 a week. This is an eco water treatment plant, the best water treatment plant there is. That's a tall boast. The eco water treatment plant needs to be connected with pipes to your city's water system. It purifies the sewage, making it very clean and ready to be let back into a body of water. Okay, we might be able to, with this, just clean this whole thing up completely. Already it's looking a little bit cleaner. Look, it looks a bit less brown than it did before. Maybe that's just my eyes playing tricks on me though. Like, it may be the case that, of course, you know, it's still filthy and disgusting and nobody would ever want to go for a swim in here. But maybe in generations to come, right? Maybe in generations to come, we can get some, oh look, we can soil up over here. Look, we can dump it all here and then we can actually connect this up. So we can lower all of this down, connect it all up, dump the soil over here. We can make like a big hill or something over here. Maybe build some apartments on it later. And then once those apartments are built and people are living in them, they'll say, Daddy, what is this hill made of? And then we can just say, you know what, son? It's made of shit. That's right. When we were playing in the city, we polluted it so badly, and all that was left was this mud at the bottom of the river that we used for the sewage, and it was disgusting. And oh my god, now we're using it for landfill, and it's gross. But I think the key is to like actually connect this stuff up. Break this open once we get this tile, and then, I mean, the dam is great though. Like, have you guys seen this dam yet? I was just messing around with it like on the last series. I don't think I ever finished it. It could do with some tarting up, but this is a fully functioning dam, and goddamn, no pun intended, but it works and it's nice. It's nice when things work, right? Okay, let's just drop all of our soil. We'll refund ourselves our soil back here. Like, this area over here is not being used for anything, right? Okay, it's costing some money to do the landscaping, but that's fine. The main thing is that we can lower the levels here, get this water joined up and flowing, okay, and not have too much soil backed up, okay? We're gonna try to make this as deep as it'll go, connect all the water up, and that should be fine for now. Okay, perfect. And then we have like these raggedy walls that we can like touch up later, make look a little bit better. Okay, cool. So over here in this area then, wait. No, you know what? I think the water is becoming less polluted. Can you, already I think this is making a bit of a difference. Hang on a second. What are the pollution? No, it's still really bad. Okay, it's really highly polluted still. But maybe with the water treatment, we can clean it up entirely. Okay, so over in this area here, we're gonna have a water treatment plant. People are gonna have to come here and work here at this water treatment plant, right? We have to hook it up to like here, possibly. Wait, how does this? Oh, wait a second. No. Oh, is this where like it connects to the road? It doesn't even need to connect to a road? Is that really? Holy shit, okay, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna get a road over here though anyway. And I think that this road can just be a dirt road, right? It'll look more realistic if it's a dirt road, because these things are kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, like normally, right? So like, you wouldn't expect like there to be like a very good road connected up to it, right? So we're gonna have to like probably join it back up to this dingle-donger here that is currently connecting up to, wow. I bitterly regret looking at the suburbs now. We have some major problems. We have some major problems that are gonna need to be addressed, but you know what? They don't need to be addressed just yet. It's probably fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this dirt road to about here, and then we're gonna connect it up to this roundabout. But it won't be a dirt road that connects up to the roundabout. We're just gonna use a normal road to connect up from here, okay? We're gonna save ourselves a little bit of money with the dirt roads, but then we're gonna have Spring Street that actually connects up to this, to Peters Road, okay, because you can name roads now, and then we're gonna put this thing like over here, I think. Oh, shoreline recommended. Okay, so it must need to go like this for water treatment. Okay, well that's fine, we can treat this water. Do we want to treat the water that's being like pumped out this way, or do we want to treat it like going this way? I guess we probably want to put it downstream, right? So that it treats the stuff that's coming out of the eco thing and then pump it back into the system. Okay, let's try to do that. Let's start with, it's gonna cost 25 grand. Let's start with 2 of them, okay? We're gonna start with 2 of these things. We're gonna place them here on the wall, and we're gonna hook them up with pipes as well. Man, it'd be great if this works, actually. Okay, we'll hook it up like this. It's hooked up to the water supply now. I'm pretty sure that it has power as well. So hang on a sec. So it's going to take the water in, it's going to clean it up, and then it's going to dump the water back out. And hopefully that water will be less polluted. Wow, look, the water level is really rising around here as well. It looks like it is expelling a ton of water. It's processing 160,000 cubic meters, or cubic. What's the measurement for water again? Drips and drops. It's processing a lot of water, it turns out, okay? It's operating normally right now. This is good. We got 2 of these bad boys operating normally, and then of course we have this road that is connecting up to nothing, but I mean, it does actually connect up to something, because for RP purposes, we want it to connect up to like these wind turbines and stuff as well, right? We need like maintenance access to the wind turbines. All right, we can tart this area up a little bit with some nice trees as well. Probably my favorite thing to do in City Skylines is just delicately place trees everywhere. So look it. We'll tart up this whole area. We'll do like a little bit of time lapse where this like gets tarted up or whatever. And I'll join you again in a minute, and we'll see if the pollution is like eased off or whatever, and then we can maybe move on to something else, or next time when we get back or whatever, we can move on to something else instead. All right, I'll see you in a minute then. Alright, there we go. That's looking pretty nice, actually. It's like kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but we got roads that lead to it, some dirt roads. We built this little bridge here for people. It's mainly just for people to come down here. I don't know if people actually have to work at these places, but for RP reasons, I think it's nice that people could come and potentially maintain these places, right? So I put these little paths in so that the little maintenance trucks can get down here and fix all this stuff. It's still looking a little bit polluted, but maybe less so than before. I mean, we could just take a quick look and see. No, it's still very heavily polluted, okay? But it is churning away and trying its best, okay? It's operating normally. It's an eco water outlet, and the drain capacity is fine. So still high pollution, but who knows, maybe after we have like a couple of more of these things like up and running, it'll tidy things up. And if we could tidy up this river here, I have a feeling that once we unlock like this area here and we can do some landscaping on this and let the water flow down here, it'll probably flush out all the sewage, and then we'll probably find that it won't be so polluted out anymore. My god, look at that. It kind of looks delicious, but disgusting at the same time. I don't know if you agree with that or not. But anyway, so that's like 2 new buildings for Green Cities in an effort to make things a little bit more eco-friendly. We'll be back next time with some more cleaning up some more eco-friendly stuff. It turns out that there's quite a few options. There's quite a few things that we can look at. There's a couple of like medical options, like there's a yoga garden and a community pool as well. There are some different schools as well. Look, there's like a community school, an Institute of Creative Arts, and then we've got this Modern Technology Institute as well. We can find some places for these things. It might be cool to make them as well. And then there's also a recycling center. There's this here, floating garbage collector, which lessens water pollution. A floating building, it must be placed on water. I mean, do we need to wait for this? I mean, we could build this right now. We could have a floating garbage collector floating in the middle here right now and see what it looks like. I mean, I'm game if you guys are game. Are we ready for this? A floating garbage collector. All right, well, it looks like this thing is well and truly floating in the river right now. And potentially collecting garbage as well. Do these things exist in real life? Because, like, if they do, I think that that's great. It's currently operating. Its operating rate is 50,000 cubic drip drops a week, which is pretty good. It might actually be helping to tidy up this river. If we can tidy up this river and make it go from being a chocolate river to something less chocolatey, who knows? Maybe we get some ferries on here. Maybe we can attract some tourism. Maybe people can do some fishing and stuff. Like, that would be great. I mean, I think if we're gonna get tourists though, realistically, and we're gonna clean up the city, we're gonna have to get on top of these like raging fires that seem to like, look at this one. This place is decimated. At least the statue is not white hot with heat though, which is pretty good. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do here if we're gonna get this city like back up and running at full tilt. This is cool though. I like the fact that they've added stuff that can just float on the water. I think that there's like a couple of like leisure things that they've added as well. Like, I think there's like a floating fishing dock. And I think later on, when you have enough population, there's like a floating cafe as well, so you can go and like swim to it. Nobody's gonna want to swim in here, but if we could tidy it up, people might want to swim over to the floating cafe and get a coffee. Who knows? Maybe that could be part of like your morning regime, like before you go to work or whatever. You have a swim out to the cafe, have a coffee, swim back, put your business suit on, and then bam, you're ready to go. Speaking of businesses and offices and stuff though as well, there's some district options that we can look at as well, maybe in later episodes. Like there's residential specifications here, self-sufficient buildings. So I mean, maybe Willis, because it's having a couple of problems right now, would be like a good guinea pig for this. Self-sufficient buildings. We can consume 30% less electricity, produce 30% less garbage, but it'll generate 30% less tax income. In a neighborhood like Willis, I don't know if we're worried about that. I doubt that we're getting much tax income from Willis as it stands anyway. And really where we're gonna make a lot of our money on tax income is, well, big fires not spreading throughout the whole city, but also industry, which we can like shape up a little bit as well, maybe be less dirty with. And then of course, commercial as well, which Bon Jovi Way will need some attention. But we'll get to that later. I think we've done some good work here today. I think this is looking much better than it did before. And if we can get rid of the pollution as well, even better. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for another installment of like this Green Cities Sipscity cleanup series. There'll be another one soon where we will continue looking at the expansion, seeing what it has to offer, and seeing if we can actually finally tidy up this filthy, disgusting city. Excellent. Well, as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time!